Hello everyone. Today we're looking at one of these. This is a Motorola PT-9. You may recognize this from one of the other videos that I did, which had a Motorola MR1 in it, which is one of these. Inherently, they are pretty much the same phone. It's just that the MR1, which was branded orange for a provider in the UK, had some additional features to the PT-9, which was the same phone. It's just that the orange version, or the one on my right, supported things like Line 2, which I know definitely did not exist on the Eplus cellular network in Germany, which is what this phone is designated for. So this phone was a little older than the PT-9. The PT-9 was launched probably late '93, were the very first ones that came out. Early 1994. These ones came out in 1994, so this phone's 20 years old. We're not looking at this though today. Check out the other video I did about that and unlocking that as well. We're looking at one of these today. Now there are two different variants of this phone, believe it or not. There's a thick version and a thin version. The thicker ones are the older ones. The thinner ones are the more streamlined. And I don't mean thick or thin by just putting on a fat battery or a thin battery. I do mean the phone itself. Now I have actually got 4 of these, 2 thick and 2 thin. And this is just something I noticed pretty recently, because I had all of them without a battery on my desk, and 2 were slightly taller or slightly bigger than the other 2. So right off the bat from the front, we don't really notice the difference. They're both pretty much identical. However, from the side, you will notice that the one on my right is a little bit thicker. It's got that extra couple of millimeters of plastic, or about I don't know, what is that, about 1/4 of an inch extra plastic, which the one on my left doesn't have. And you can clearly see up here that it is a little bit thicker. So obviously what happened is they launched this one here back in late '93, early '94, and then a year or so afterwards they streamlined the electronics or whatever, and they were able to shrink this one in size a little bit. But inherently the software on them hasn't really changed much. It's a couple of minor tweaks with regards to navigation and things like that, but inherently pretty much identical in terms of features and functions. So let's fire one of these up. I'm going to go with this one. It doesn't really matter, actually, to be fair. Get a good battery here and fire this one up and juice it up, and let's take a look. Now you're going to get a menu in German that says welcome to Eplus. We're going to need a SIM card. I actually have the original Eplus SIM card. Well, this is one of the original ones. The very original ones actually didn't have the pop out. This is a pop out one. I do actually have a non-pop out one. It's somewhere in the box of other SIM cards. I just haven't got around to digging it out. So I ain't going to put this one in because I don't know the pin for that. I'm going to put what should we use? Let's use one of these. This is just another test SIM card I have. That should pick up some cellular service. Should roam onto the local networks here. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay. Well, maybe that one's expired. Let's try a local orange SIM card. These are always good because you can buy them for about $5-6 and they last forever. So hopefully that should pick up some cell service. Given we're in the basement, that might take a while. Great. So we have EE. So that's pretty much ready to rock and roll. Let's just place a test call and see if that will let us do it. That means dialing in German, and you got the little logo there that says your call is in progress. The battery indicator is flashing, as this battery's got not a lot of juice in it, so I'm gonna have to try and get another one. Battery aufladen means recharge battery, so we'll just ignore that. And it's starting to beep as well now. So I tell you what, let me put another good battery on. You got the Eplus logo on the back. This is another good battery that I have. Hopefully this one's a bit better charged. So now it says welcome to Orange because we got the orange SIM in it. But these phones were pretty basic in terms of what we have nowadays. Even if you look back at some of the older phones, like you know, like the Select 6000 Microtacs in America, or even these ones here actually. These were also launched on the Eplus a couple of years after this phone, the PT-9. And the menu on this is so much nicer to navigate than on these ones. Not because it's in German, but just generally from the menu structure and how to save a name or recall a number, or just change the settings. These ones are a much more modern phone, and they tweak the menu to make it much more user friendly. So I'm going to quickly show you the menu on this. It's pretty basic, but you click the up arrow and you go menu, and then you just use the pound or star key to scroll back and forth. You got seven initial menu choices. You got general functions, special functions. What is that? Speech functions or speech settings, I guess. That's lock functions. I don't know what the hell that is. Some other functions and SMS. I tell you what, let me try and change the language on this, because this is going to really screw me if I'm trying to make a call or change any of the other settings. I guess it would be, yeah, to select, say you want to select second option, you just go M+. And this is just, I guess this is just changing the dial tones and stuff. Pin code. Oh, here it is, language. That's good. So yeah, that's coming up as Deutsch, which is German. If we go English, language selection, that should now have a menu in English. Menu, general, interface. There we go. That's a lot better. You know what we're looking at now. So yeah, pretty basic in terms of menu. I don't actually know how to store a number on here. I thought actually it was just you put the number in, you press M+, and then you enter the location number. I tried that before doing this video, and that didn't seem to work somehow. So I don't actually know how to put a number in or recall a number. I thought to recall was just memory recall and then say memory location 5, but I guess it doesn't work. Memory location 4. 4 seems to be blank. Oh, maybe it is the way to do it. I don't know. I have the manual for one of these, and given that it's the same phone, I'll have to have a read of the manual and just check that. Check the way to do it, I guess. But this one's pretty much good to go. Did a test call on the older battery, and that seems to be quite happy. You don't get much on the display telling you that you're in a call apart from that little symbol there, I guess. I don't know if you can hear that. I guess maybe not, but so we're good to go. Another thing I will show you just quickly, which I did on the other phone, is I don't actually know what the lock code for this phone is. So I have a little card, which is a blank SIM, which I just programmed up with some extra code. So we're going to pop this sucker in quickly, put this into test mode, which I actually haven't tried on this particular one yet. We do that by pressing and holding the pound key. And then we go 58 pound, and that displays the security code, which looks like it's been reset to all zeros. If we then do 59, That gives us the lock code, which in this case is 123. The lock code on these you can actually change to 4-digit, but the default was 3 digits because the very early ones, so the thick ones, I think only supported a lock code of 3 digits, whereas the thinner ones, which were the later ones, actually supported a lock code of 4 digits. There's something you don't find out every day. Certainly the two thick versions of this phone, you can't put a 4-digit lock code in. I have tried, but the thinner ones you can. Well, I've only tried it with one of the thinner ones, and you can. So I'm guessing the thinner ones, obviously they updated the software, and this is one of the improvements for security, I guess. So this one's good to go, so we know the lock code. And in case you bought one of these off eBay or some other website, you didn't know the lock code, you could sling one of these test cards in with the extra code on them, and just find out what the security code is and lock code, and then change it to a number that you prefer. So this is pretty much it. That's all I have to say about this phone. These are still, you can still use these. These are available. Occasionally they come up on eBay, but you need to speak German because the people in Germany don't really like selling to people that don't speak German. So communication is a little difficult if you find one of these. That's pretty much all I have to say. These operate on GSM1800, which back in the day was known as DCS1800. That is a single band frequency, so this phone will only operate on that frequency. It won't operate on GSM900 or GSM1900 or any of the modern technologies. So the GSM1800 technology is pretty much only in most of Europe. Some parts of Africa use it. Certainly the Middle East has some countries which use GSM 1800. Mostly though they use GSM 900. And parts of Asia you can still use these. GSM 1800 will not work in the Americas. That's North and South America. The Americas use other systems like GSM 1900 or CDMA, for example, or I don't know, they use other systems. You can't use a GSM 1800 phone on a GSM 1900 network though. The two are incompatible. They just won't work. So cool. That's pretty much all I have to say about this particular phone. Like I said, that's quite sizable. So that's what you had to carry when you were an important VIP back in the day. To give you some sort of comparison though, this is a UK phone. This was for the Mercury 121, and that was pretty much the biggest permutation you got. That's got an extra fat battery, and this is the thick version of this. So this was an M300, which is thicker than the M301, which I'll do a video about as well. Because the M300 was actually the very first GSM 1800 phone they ever made. So this is pretty iconic. But these were launched just after these ones were released. But the menu structure on these is even more basic than on a PT-9, which is the one on my left. So cool. Check out my other videos on some more old school phones, and please subscribe, and thanks for watching.